I haven't posted a video in over a month. I guess the main reason is that there hasn't really been that much news. But also, I just think after that epic 30-minute analysis of the first Dawn Treader trailer with shooting in HD and using the HD trailer as well, and the blue screen and all the pictures and everything, I think I just needed a break. I was pretty happy with how it turned out technically, but I basically took up my whole weekend doing that, and so I just needed to take a break for a second. I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit simpler, even though I'm happy with how the other one turned out technically. But and there's a new trailer for Dawn Treader. I guess you could call it a trailer. I don't really quite feel comfortable calling it a second trailer. Like what one Narnia ever said, it's more like the Narnia Dawn Treader trailer 1.5. I think that's a little more accurate. It doesn't really seem like a full trailer. More of a long TV spot than anything else. I guess kind of like the second Prince Caspian trailer, I guess, but even shorter than that. But this one didn't have the build-up or anticipation like the first trailer we knew was, oh, it's going to come out on this day. This one was like, oh, I came home from work late one night and read on the Narnia fans was reporting that there was a short Dawn Treader trailer on the Diary of a Wimpy Kid DVD. And so that, it was after midnight. There was nothing else open. Blockbuster wasn't open. I didn't see it at Redbox, so I immediately ran out, went to Walmart, bought Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which I have no intention of watching. But the important thing is that it has the Dawn Treader trailer on it. Like I said, it's shorter, more of a long TV spot, but overall, it's a better trailer. It just has a piece of marketing, and of course, more importantly, there's actually some really encouraging stuff in here. Also, some worrisome stuff. But overall, there's actually some reasons to be excited from this trailer. What a relief. So let's jump in here. So it starts off here with what looks like a shot of a church. We'd heard this shot. I think this shot was described to us. The fortunate few who saw the Dawn Treader Super trailer that Walden presented. I think they described this, and it looks like in the stained glass window there's a picture of a lamppost. Kind of cool. It's kind of there's something similar to Prince Caspian. We think this is the first shot in the movie, or one of the first shots in the movie. But they kind of did the same thing in Prince Caspian, showing the stone lion head and just kind of a little wink to, yeah, haha, Narnia, remember that? I like the idea of kind of implying, I guess, I think that there's other forces at work here, in the background. It's to me what kind of subtly implies to me. And that's just one of the reasons I like it. And also, it just seems, in a nutshell, Narnia, like, what is Narnia? Narnia is a place where myths are real. So I like the idea that somehow rumors of the story of the lamppost have somehow leaked into our world, maybe through one of the chinks and chasms Aslan describes in the book, and ends up on a stained glass window somehow. I love that idea. And so that's cool. And also, I wonder if, I guess my first thought was this was just for the trailer, but maybe will for the actual movie, because the Walden Media logo fades into the stained glass window, kind of like how at the beginning of Prince Caspian, the Walden Media logo kind of turned into Tara von Allenbill. And I wonder if they'll do something, maybe that'll be like a running thing for the rest of the series. That could be kind of cool. But so this might not just be probably won't just be a dissolve. It'll probably be something a little more interesting. But just wonder if maybe this will be something like this in the actual movie. Then it continues, and then it starts to kind of lose its subtlety, where you go past and you see that you've got the stone lions on there, and after a while, because, okay, the lamppost, I got the joke. I get, oh yeah, haha, a little subtle wink at Narnia. And then at this point, you might as well hold up a big sign that says, hey, audience, remember that there's also this other magical world these kids are kings and queens of. It's like it's kind of starting to lose its subtlety. Or is it? I just had this thought. I'm just going to throw this out there, because after like a few viewings of the trailer, especially since this is supposedly maybe the first shot in the movie, very cool shot, by the way. It looks very real. Is this a visual effects shot? Or is this a total? Probably. I don't think it's totally real. I guess it could be, but I would assume there's some kind of visual effect or miniature or something involved here. It looks very real. The rest of the trailer still needs some work. There's a lot of unfinished effects in this trailer, but this one looks good. But then seeing the stone lions, like, okay, I get it, but maybe what they're doing here, this is just a thought, no idea, I just had this thought. We know they have the line, Aslan saying, there I have another name, and all implications suggest that Aslan is somehow God. That's what he's referring to, that he has some kind of presence in our world too, that there's all these suggestions that he's basically God, is what Lewis is getting at here. So by having Aslan carved into, or a lion, whatever, basically Aslan carved into a church here, could this be the bookends of the story, opening with showing Aslan connected to a church here, then at the end saying, there I have another name. Just throwing that out there. Now, that would be kind of an interesting, subtle way. A cool thing that a film can do, I think even better than a book, is say something without really saying it. They're not saying Aslan's God. They're not saying Aslan has any connection with the church. But as a viewer, you might go, huh, I wonder if, and kind of put it together for yourself. Might be something that only happens on a second viewing. But I just thought that was interesting. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. Seems unlikely. But Are they actually trying to suggest a connection there? I don't know. Just throwing that out there. When I'll see it, I might see it in context and decide, yeah, that's what they were doing. And I don't like it. We'll see. Just throwing that out there as a thought. I don't know. Could be interesting. Then it keeps going. Really cool shot still. And we hear Aslan. I think it's cool. It almost feels like he's talking to you. So you've been summoned back to Narnia. That's kind of the theme of this trailer. You've been summoned back to Narnia. There's a reason you're here. There's something that has to be done. And this trailer has a sense of urgency at the end, unlike the first trailer. But then we show a shot of, this is so cool. Finally, a piece of footage from the movie where I can point at it and say, look at the direction they're going with this scene. This looks cool. I love the cinematography here. I love how the way it's lit, everything. There's a lot of shadows here. It makes it very mysterious. This looks like basically a Lucy POV shot, and I just love the sort of spotlight in the center, and not how I imagined it in the book at all. I just imagined it just being kind of a normal room with all these dusty books. But here it's like your eyes are obviously immediately drawn to the center, and it's like, what is this for? This is obviously serving some kind of important or maybe magical purpose. And I think Georgie Henley's expression here sums it up really well. I love her expression here, where she's kind of obviously a little creeped out, a little scared, a little nervous, but kind of intrigued and interested at the same time. Which for me, and I guess I'm reading into a little much here, but this is just a great opportunity, I think, to talk about. That kind of sums up not just this scene, but Dawn Treader as a whole for me. The sailing into the unknown, having no idea what's out there, going into unexplored lands, is kind of scary, because anything could be out there, but also kind of cool because anything could be out there. There's this. I love getting the fear and yet the sense of excitement and adventure about sailing into the unknown, and that's kind of what I guess I'm reading into it much here. But that's just kind of the sense I get here of Lucy. Oh, this looks cool, but it's also kind of scary at the same time. Love the cinematography in the scene. Love the way it's lit. Love the shadows on the side and the soft lighting on the front. Love that. Love the way her eyes are kind of shadowed too. I think DOPs have a tendency to overlight the eyes. Oh, you gotta see their eyes, and I think it's kind of cool to hide them a little bit. It makes it a little more. Just personal preference. But love the direction they're going with this scene. This is basically the most encouraging piece of footage we've seen yet. Looks like it's going to be kind of a cool scene. Even though, they go to the Book of Incantations and then it starts to snow, I still can't stand that shot of her looking up. You can see up her nose, for heaven's sake. And like, oh, look at how magical this is. It's like, I just like the Star Wars approach better, where it's like, we don't acknowledge all the fantastical sci-fi elements in Star Wars. They don't really acknowledge them. They just tell the human story of Luke Skywalker and all this fantastical stuff. It's just kind of there happening in the background, and they don't really acknowledge that it's fantastical for the most part. As a preference, I think it's a more interesting story. Focus on the human story. The magic is there in the background. That's one of the things I don't really like about the Harry Potter movies, is that we have to always, oh, look at this over here. Look how cool that was. Look how cool that is. It's like, just tell the story, and the magic can be there in the background. I think it makes it more believable, and in a way more magical, because it makes the magic seem more real. And less gimmicky, too. But then, moving on here, and we've got a big wide shot of the Dawn Treader. This is one of the first. I guess we saw a couple in the other trailer, but you see the Dawn Treader kind of racing towards the camera, and it looks kind of fakey still. I think it still needs some work. Maybe I just have to accept the fact that, okay, this is one of those things that's never going to look as good as it is in my imagination. Maybe I just have to accept that. But it still looks kind of fakey. But I still love the design of the Dawn Treader. I love the shape of the sail, how it kind of curves up. I still love the design of the dragon prow, even though I'm still little worried. It does look kind of fakey on film. I thought it would look great on film. It doesn't look as good on film as I thought it would. But as far as design, it is so iconically the Dawn Treader. I love the dragon prow. I love the purple sail. And like I said in previous videos, the Dawn Treader doesn't really look how I imagined. It looks better than how I imagined. This captures more of what the Dawn Treader should be. This mythical, the design of the dragon prow looking, I guess I've gone over this before, but it almost captures more what the Dawn Treader should be than what I had in my imagination. That's why I say it looks better than what I imagined. And it's really cool seeing it on the ocean here. I love the sunlight on one half and the blue on the other. It's just kind of a neat shot, even though it still needs some work as far as effects. Got a shot of Repeat Sheep standing up top, I guess.